Woo woo. I think we're live. Woo woo. Anyway, welcome to the Lunch Pail Half-Hour. Woo woo. Where we talk about doing the dirty work, where our favorite tool is a shovel. Woo woo. Lunch Pail Half-Hour. I do extreme endurance, and there's a lot of dirty work in that. And that's what we're going to talk about is the dirty work you need to do to go after big goals. Woo woo. Pretty cool lunchbox, huh? And pretty cool sticker just so I don't get it stolen. Anyway, when I talk about doing the dirty work, and today what our subject is that life is a battle. And I never stop battling. Life is a battle. I never stop battling. This is my picture after weeks up on Mount Denali in Alaska, the world's coldest mountain. I've had a tough time up there. That mountain is a battle. But that is what, you never stop battling. And it's weird, but battling is my happiness, man. When I'm battling to get a goal, to go after a dream, it's my happiness, I mean, it's like, it's like you got to fight for it, fight for it, fight for it. It's like that one where happiness is pushing the rock and the guy's pushing, I got a picture of that around here somewhere. And the guy's pushing the boulder up the hill, because it's just that's what the happiness is all about, is battling in life. So I was going to talk to you a little bit about this, where I climb my what I've done on Denali so far, which is right here. Look at that mountain, man. It's like when you go up there, you're up there for weeks, and you're on the mountain for weeks. It's like it's like 20 days or something, around 20-day climb, and and there's years where I never even have seen the top because it's always cloud, and we're climbing it, and it's clouded in, but. So I've taken 6 attempts at Mount Denali right here. And this was one of them where it was like I was just coming down. I think I was coming down on the last day of climbing. And you could tell I've been battling up there, man. People are all like, "That's you?" I go, "Yeah, that's me." Looks like you've been battling. I go, "I was battling, man." Anyway, yeah, I think that's where, so yeah, and I'll talk to you a little bit about it's the challenge. I think that what for me personally, if I don't have a challenge coming up, or an event or something that's going to really, challenge me, life is boring then, man. It is boring, boring, boring. I'd rather be really nervous about a big extreme event coming up like climbing Denali than I would rather be in my comfort zone. When I get comfortable, it's not very far away from boredom, and after boredom comes depression. So that's why I got to get out there and fight the fight in the world. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do, is to go after your big goal or dream, no matter how scary it is, and just battle, keep battling for it, because that's what the joy is. I remember in I have had a video store chain that went bankrupt, and with the Netflix, when Netflix came along and wiped us all out. But I remember like when I had my first store open and we're battling to make any money, and I remember this successful guy came in. And he says, "Bill, remember these moments, because this is the memories that you'll cherish, is when you're in the beginning and you're fighting the fight, man. Before we got big and things got easier, it was when you're fighting the fight. That's the memories that you'll keep." So that's what you got to do. Woo woo. So yeah, let's go back to Denali. So Denali, talking about life as a battle, I've taken 6 attempts at it. I've made it up to high camp. I've never summited it. I've been close. I thought I was close, but I've also when I've been gone up there, I mean, it's really a tough mountain for me. It's really tough. It's cold, like it's been minus 20, even minus 40 up there when I've been on the mountain. If you keep anything exposed for very long, or even with liner gloves, real thin gloves that you use to work around the camp, you can get frostbite really quick. And I've had when we were up one year, we were up at I think it's 10,000 foot camp, and we were going to go for the next camp, but we had been snowed in for 8 days. 8 feet of snow fell. All you would do is wake up and go shovel snow, and then it was really horrible, man. We had to wait 8 days. Then there was finally this little break in the weather, and we all decided, with the guides to go for it, man, even though it was just going to be a short break, but we were so sick of that camp that we went for it, and we got into it, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours going towards the next camp, and we got slammed with a whiteout blizzard, man. And I remember I was trying to we're trying to break down our tent and do, we had set everything up, and then we're breaking it all down to leave when this blizzard hit. And I just kept my hand in that liner glove exposed a little bit. I ended up with frostbite on my thumb. My thumb turned black. I had to go to 3 doctors till one finally told me I was going to keep it. And I went to the doctors in Alaska because I said those are the only doctors who are going to know what who are going to know about frostbite. I didn't come back to the Bay Area, but it was very painful, and it hurt for like 6 weeks. And all the, black skin peeled off and everything. But that's what I'm talking about. That's what I love about Denali. It's so freaking hard for me. It's so hard. I've also fallen 25 feet down in a crevice up there where I fell in this crevice. We're roped, but I fell down like 25 feet. And, and between them pulling me up with the rope and me climbing out with my ice axe and all that, to get out of there, it was like totally exhausting to do that at like 17,000 feet or up in that area was really hard. But I don't know. Those are the things you remember in life, that when you battle, you're battling, because I haven't made it in 6 attempts up there. I'll be going back again for a 7th. I'm not sure when. I'm kind of swimming right now, but I never quit, so I will be going back for a 7th. But this picture here, and this is what's on my wall, and it reminds me every day that life is a battle. So when you get hit with stuff, just go, this is just part of life, man. It's part of life. When you get hit with obstacles and things keep going on, you go, this is part of life, man. You just keep fighting the fight. Let's see. How do you celebrate here's a question. How do you celebrate small wins in the middle of a long fight? I think, when you mountain climb, when you make it to the next camp, it's a big deal, man. Because some of those days are, 4 or 5 hours, 8 hour coming down where it's like 8 hour days, where you're descending. Summiting, which I haven't done yet, is a big long one too. But when you're done, personally for me, when I make it, that it's hard to celebrate on Denali, because when you make it, you think you're done. Mentally you would be thinking, I'm done for the day because I made it up to where the next camp is. Well, you got to set up the next camp, and sometimes it takes like hours, like 3 hours sometimes, because I've been up there where we had to, flatten out for the tents. You have to dig holes for your porta potties, and so you can put, so people got a place to go to the bathroom, and then on top of that, sometimes you got to make ice. If it's windy or gonna be windy, you're gonna build like ice walls, which you got to cut these ice blocks out and stack those up and this goes on for hours, and it's not like, oh, let's take a break and do this, because you can't take a break because you're going to freeze, because the wind, if the wind kicks up and starts blowing everything around and the temperature drops, you're going to get yourself in trouble. So you hustle to get those camps set up, you know. And that and we have like a food tent, you know, where we all eat. So that's a big deal to get that done too. So because eating is freaking half the fun of doing anything with endurance. So yeah, I think that what I do to celebrate is I go woo woo, and then I go, okay, get back to work, Bradley. And some of these guys, and I'm not. Some of the guides are so in such incredible shape, man. When they get up there, they're right away digging on everything. You know, sometimes like I said, you said we do get a little break. It's like a 10-minute break or drink some water and eat something, then we're going to work. But they just go right to work. They don't even do anything, you know. Those guys are amazing. How do you okay? How do you battle negative self-talk? You just do it, man. I like to talk. If I got people like when we're going up and other people are going down, I like to tell them they did a great job. You know, they're descending, and somebody said, you know, I had one of the guys tell me, don't congratulate them on summiting because a lot of these people haven't summited, and so I just congratulate them on their effort. I say, great effort, man. And that helps me if I'm complimenting somebody else who's coming down, or you know, letting them know what a great job they did. Then it makes me feel better about my stuff. You know, about, you know, that my feet hurt, or I got this blister or that blister. The pain that I'm having or whatever. You know, if I can do a little talking, if I can't do talking, then I'm gonna be. And the reason it's hard to talk to people on your own rope team, because you're like 25 feet apart or something like that. I think that's what it is for the rope distance. So yeah, you do a lot of, I just like, for me, I think I just try and stay in the moment, you know, each step, you know, and just boom, 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 concentrate on my footing, concentrate on, you know, where I'm going to put my pole if I'm using a pole at the time, and just, you know, and yeah, that's what I try to do. And I'm just taking it step by step. A lot of times I'll look at my watch. I'll say, okay, we think this is going to be 5 hours. 1 hour down. Woo, woo. And I don't remember exactly what our breaks were, if they were a half hour or on the hour. But a lot of times I'm shooting for each, you know, okay, 30 more minutes and we got a break. 30 more minutes, we got a break. Hour, we got a break. Another hour, we got a break. You know, whatever it is. And I focus on that, and I'll glance at my watch and go, oh, just 15 more minutes, just 15 more minutes, and we got another break, you know. And then, yeah, that's how I like to chunk it down. So I like wherever there's a break or something, you know, and then you're thinking like, okay, just 2 more hours till we get to camp, 2 more hours till we get to camp, you know. So that type of stuff. So always like wherever the camp is, whatever the next break is, I like to break it down by that in my head. Kind of glance at my watch, you know. All right, 15 more minutes till the next break. I could do anything for 15 minutes. Anything. So no matter how tired I am, I just keep marching, man. How do you turn pain into fuel? How do you turn pain into fuel while you're battling life? Wow, that's a good one. Yeah, life. I know. It does make you tougher, man. Like, you know, I don't know. It makes you tougher. Right now, I was just trying to swim the English Channel. I mean, I was trying to qualify to take my 6th attempt at the English Channel. I hadn't swam in 8 years. I jumped in the bay all winter, swam in the bay. And, you know, but I couldn't make this. When my deadline was, I couldn't make my 6-hour qualifying swim. And yeah, and I was like really bummed about it, you know, like I couldn't make it. But because I did 4 hours twice, but I was just getting too cold and too weak, and I was throwing up out there, and, you know, didn't have my feeds right. Just like it was, even though I trained for a year and a half, that still was a rush for me for having 8 years off, you know. And so, yeah, but I think to myself, so I didn't make it. That yeah, it's a battle, and at the end I was kind of burned out, a little bit on swimming in that cold water, man. It's tough. And so I'm taking a little break because I signed up again for the English Channel because I never quit. It'll be my sixth attempt at that thing, but I couldn't get in until 2027. So I said, all right, I need a little break. So I'm doing cross training, which I'm running right now and lifting weights. And so I think that'll all be good. I'll probably start up soon doing a little bit of swimming in a pool again and kind of gradually getting back into it. But it is, I don't know. I don't get depressed very long anymore because I know that if you're battling, if you got a big, giant goal, you're going to have some failures, man. There's no doubt about it. This one guy interviews like billionaires and stuff all the time, and they always ask them if they've been broke. And every one of them says, yep, 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 yep. Because you're going to have setbacks in life if you're going for big goals. If you're playing it safe to where you don't have any setbacks and you don't have any failures, you're going to have a boring life because you're going to have boring goals. I would rather have goals that like scare the crap out of me, but really make me live life, man. Like live life. Like when I signed up for Denali, it almost seems like a dream when you do that, because back then they didn't have all the for my first attempt, they didn't have all the qualifications you have to do now. So, I mean, I had to do like a 3-day camp and I'd climbed Whitney and that was about it. And I did a 3-day camp and they qualified me. I mean, I was comfortable with being in the snow in the Arrowhead race. And so they let me up, but it was like, when you're kind of like, it feels like you're in a dream and you just like, wow, I'm up here now. Wow, I'm mountain climbing. Wow, I never thought that I'd be doing this when I was younger. And now I'm up here mountain climbing. So that's what I tell, you know what I mean? It's like you just start. So you just start and you do it. And that's what gets you on the mountain. That's what gets you in the race. That's what does all these things. But the more you battle, the more the satisfying it is if you finish. And even if you don't finish, at least you're still in the arena, man. When you're in the arena and you're doing the best you can do, which you get a lot of respect for that, What daily battles do you think shape character the most? What daily battles? So, I mean, I do battle like daily, man. I only take cold showers. That's all I take because they make me tougher. I go to the sauna at the gym. I stay in there till too long normally. I have a rule, 2 steps in a dive for safety reasons. You got to leave at least that much energy. But I like the sauna. I like getting myself uncomfortable in there and it building up that toughness. All this stuff builds up the toughness. It all builds up the toughness, it's just anything that gets you uncomfortable, it's good for you. It's really good for you because it keeps expanding your comfort zone, so you can take on bigger and bigger challenges, bigger and bigger goals, and have a bigger and bigger life, which that's the key to things. And that's the key to happiness, in my opinion, is when you have a big life, for me personally, for sure, that inspires like a lot of people. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, so me, yeah, I think every day it really like when I do the Wim Hof breathing, which that, is also because you do hold your breath for a little while or whatever you do, you breathe out everything and then you kind of hold it for a minute to 2 minutes. And that also gets me uncomfortable, So all this stuff, it just adds up, if I think, like if I have a fear of something, then I'm going to go figure out how to go after that for sure. Because you know what I mean? Because that's part of your battling, man. You're battling. Can battling through tough times bring out your true purpose? Good question. Battling through tough times. I think it does. I think you start down a path, if you're not sure what direction you want to go in life, what your big goals, your big dreams is, you just start. You start battling, man. And you'll start figuring it out, like originally when I started out, I was just doing some running, and then it eventually got where I'm doing longer running and marathons and Ironmans. And then I went even more extreme to, 100-mile runs and 100-mile runs in Alaska and 100-mile runs in Death Valley, 135-mile runs in Death Valley. But you just start down a path, and I think the universe starts showing you more direction to go. I've never been one of those guys who sits around and keeps thinking about and planning things. I just sign up. I sign up and then I show up and I suffer. That's what I do. That's my two talents that I have in life. I'm willing to show up at almost anything and I will suffer to try and get it, Do I get it? Always? No. Sometimes it takes like years and years. Like Arrowhead, the next time I go out there, I'll be on my 13th attempt. But you can bet there will be a next time because I never quit. Woo woo, because life is a battle and I never stop battling. Woo woo. What do you learn? What do you learn from a losing battle? That's what it's always that saying that you learn more from a loss than you do from winning, So when I like let's take Arrowhead for instance. When I finish Arrowhead, I immediately go, well, I haven't finished that either. I've had 12 attempts. My next attempt will be lucky 13, but I made it 98 miles. It's 135 miles. It's on the Canadian border. It's extremely cold. It's been like around minus 50 twice when I've been out there during the race in the polar vortex even year. And, but when I get done with the race, I immediately go back to my hotel and I'll write out notes of what I need to work on. How'd my gear work? How'd my food work? How'd my water? You can't have like when your water freezes or your food freezes, you got something you try and bite and you learn a ton with that. I've had my water freeze out there twice, and when your water freezes, you're screwed. Because we have heat, we have little stoves and stuff, but I'm so close to the cutoff. I'm one of the slower guys. I know you find that hard to believe, but it's true. And so I'm always near the back or in the back, and I don't have time to melt my water. So I have to sit there and, you know what I mean, and just keep moving. So it's important for me not to have my water freeze on me, so. Anyway, but you do learn a lot when you're battling at the back of the pack, or you don't make it and you don't even you just think, okay, I just lost a round of the fight, man. This is just a round in a fight, man. There's more rounds to go. I'm coming back. And by the time this fight is over, I'm going to win. Or give it every freaking thing I got, man. Right to the bitter end, man. Okay. When I'm busy. When I'm busy.
Oh, I'm just saying hi to your dog.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, one of my neighbors just came by. Okay, so anyway, let's see here. What does faith or belief play in helping you keep fighting? I think it's really important to believe, I definitely believe. I believe there's something up there, for sure. And definitely I believe in I guess I believe in hard work and in big goals and working hard for it. And, and I believe in the universe, that the universe, when you start going after big goals and dreams and stuff, it helps you out, man. It definitely helps you out, It's like when you get yourself dirty, you get in that dirt like we're talking about, and you're shoveling. You're up there shoveling at a camp, you know. Then shoveling after climbing for 8 hours. Then you're shoveling out your campsite when you're so exhausted you can barely move, and you're up at higher altitude too. You know what I mean? But yeah, I believe in all that for fighting. You know, so. And yeah, I just believe in, yeah. Okay, any other questions? Okay, well, I think we're pretty close to the end. Okay. Woo woo, lunch pail, half hour, signing off. Thank you guys for showing up, man. How do you, here's one more question. How do you avoid burnout when the battles never seem to stop? That's a good question, man. Well, we'll take a break before we sign off. But the main thing I do to stop the burn, I don't know. A lot of times I think I'm not going to do something ever again, you know, because I'm so burned out on it. And then if I can take a little time and do, kind of cross train a little bit, rest up a little bit, then I'm fired up to take it on again because I never quit. I don't back down. Woo woo. That's what I'm encouraging you to do, man. Because it's easy to quit. It's really easy to quit. It's hard to hang in there and keep coming back event after event after event and try after try after try. But that's what, if you ever study the super successful people in life who've made it, the biggest thing they have in common is perseverance. They just don't quit. They keep going after that big goal and they just don't quit. And trust me, nobody has a red carpet that's rolled out to them to their goals, man. It's more like you got a bunch of mud puddles and ditches and crevices and hot spots and all that good stuff. Anyway, all right. Anyway, well, I think we're good. So this is the lunch. We're going to sign off again. Lunch pail, half hour, signing off again. Woo woo, where we do the dirty work. We never quit. Woo woo.